Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
Now, of all the interviews that you have conducted, which one is the most memorable and why?
Oh, I have conducted interviews, so which one is the most memorable? I can't remember right now. You should have asked me this question before we came on. So I will go and check the ones that are memorable. You know, I've interviewed, I've sat with big pastors, clerics, businessmen, and plenty of actors and actresses. For instance, the interview with we used to have this series with actors and actresses in the Sun. We had this interview with this actress. Okay, so that we don't even rehash the pain, let me not mention her name. There was this actress whose father was taken to the mortuary while he was still breathing. While the man was still breathing. During that particular interview, we all had to take a 5-minute break. 5 to 10-minute break. Because she broke down and wept. And we were all very emotional. There were interviews like that when but she's a she's an A-list actress. I don't want to rehash the pain. But to know that your father, because of some kind of rivalry, was shot on a Sunday morning and taken to the morgue just to be sure that he did not survive. That was...
Wow.
I had a few wow interviews like that.
Wow.
Because the memorable interviews for me are not the ones that are with the Dangotes and the Otedolas and the CBN governors of this world. They were those ones that really touched my soul. That particular one was unforgettable.
Wow. So, which was the last story you wrote at the New Telegraph before joining the government?
I can't remember the last story. Don't forget that at the New Telegraph, I had become editor-in-chief.
I know, but
so I was
editor-in-chiefs, they also editors-in-chief there.
I just supervised, but I wrote my columns for a few months after I became editor-in-chief. But I can't remember which was the last one, and I missed writing my columns.
So, considering how far you have come as a journalist, what would you attribute your success or your current status to? What specifically
Great,
did you do that?
great, great. It's just the grace of God. I'm not the most brilliant. I'm not the most versatile. I'm not the best trained journalist. I've just enjoyed plenty of grace of God and support of my colleagues. You know, when people talk about sexual harassment in the newsroom, oppression from your male colleagues, I didn't experience it. Or in the beginning, it looked as if there were a few guys in the beginning starting out that looked like they were going to oppress me. But it didn't really matter. I wanted to get far. I enjoyed more support than distraction at every stage of my career. So I would say God's grace, support from my colleagues. I had bosses who just wanted to help me, who just wanted to hold my hands and teach me how to move ahead. And I always, always, when I get the opportunity like this, seize the opportunity to thank God for people like Azubike Shekwene, Remi Bitola, Demola Oshinobi. Those were good guys. Those were good guys. They were great bosses. Uh, they taught me what I needed to learn. They pushed me and gave me opportunities. And then you have publishers like Oju Zokalu who push you into the deep end, and then you have to swim or drown. And those were the kind of people that have helped me to be who I am, to be strong, to be focused, and to, believe that there is nothing that can be done.
Interesting. Now, if you get to meet a young and upcoming female journalist who is currently experiencing, let's say, sexual harassment, or who comes to you to say, okay, I have this plan, about going into journalism. How do you think I can navigate the terrain, in order to be able to avoid having anything to do with sexual harassment? What would be your advice to the person?
Now, a man who is given to, who has a penchant to sexually harass a woman in the workplace is a small man, is a little man, is not comfortable in his own skin. He needs such little stuff to validate himself. So don't descend to his level. You must also not be insultive. Don't find a way to crack jokes. Find a way to make a man come in on too strongly. Find a way to joke, to crack jokes. Don't be tempted to slap him even when he's doing everything slappable. Find a way to make him your friend without insulting him. Don't dress provocatively to the newsroom. It is still a male dominated space. I've worked with female colleagues who come to the office, and I said, is there a party after office? Is there an after 5 event? Don't put yourself in a position where the guys don't see the professional and they see the fine girl. You can be a fine girl without making it look like all you've got to flaunt is your figure. Flaunt your hard work. Flaunt your ambition. Flaunt the fact that the guy is not better than you in any way. Ask for challenges. Take on new assignments. If you're assigned to cover maritime, do interviews, even outside of maritime. If you are assigned to cover crime, make sure you're the best. There are crime reporters that are female that you cannot ignore in the industry. They're just good at what they do. Every commissioner of police that comes into town knows their name within 1 week, because they are the ones that go break stories, and you must be ready to work long hours. You must be ready to work long hours. You will slow down when you need to make a baby and give attention to your family. But in between making babies, make yourself relevant. Make sure your editor misses you when you're on maternity leave. And don't marry an ordinary man. Ordinary men do not marry female journalists because of the kind of terrain we work on. Make sure you marry a man. Your partner must support you. Without the support of a partner that sees where you're going and wants to go with you, you can't go far.
Interesting. So how is life as a commissioner?
Now, one of the things that is happening now is that there is work to be done. There is always work to be done. It's just like a production day in the newsroom. Being a commissioner means every day is a production day. You're lucky production could end at 4 p.m. sometimes. And sometimes it goes all the way to midnight. And so I like it in Osun because I don't have to go through traffic. Life is quiet. Life is safe. I can put my bag on, I can carry my bag unzipped. Osun is safe. I don't have to worry about somebody dipping their hands in my bag and taking my phone. And I love the ambience here, that quietness and that feeling that you are touching lives.
Interesting.
And I enjoy working with the principal that makes it all easy.
All right. Now, talking about your principal, what kind of person is he exactly? I mean, you work closely with him. What kind of person is he? We are outsiders, so I need you to analyze him from the inside now.
A fine gentleman, controlled, measured, focused on making a difference. As far as is concerned, Osun has to be better. He has to leave it better than he met it. So he's focused on development. He's focused on doing things that will be remembered. But at the center of everything that he does is the people's welfare. He must be able to gauge what the people are feeling about what he's doing. It's whatever he's doing, the people must feel it and feel it immediately. Which is why, for instance, apart from paying salary, he's still feeding 30,000 vulnerable people every month. We are going to increase that. He's still finding ways to be at every point where the people can find him. And once the people want something, that is what will be done. Once there is this opinion that something must be done, then it must be done. He has an uncanny capacity for hard work. He has an uncanny capacity to listen. You know, you're just watching him. I was discussing with a colleague just this afternoon that the man is never tired of listening. He can sit through 18 hours just taking breaks to either just toilet breaks in those 18 hours. Is long suffering. When we push him, he still has a smile on his face. It's like he has this limitless supply of patience, even when people, even on a day that there was an attack on his life, he still got to the government house and work continued. I could not believe it because I was in that convoy I was so upset. I'm not sure if I had a gun. I was not going to cock it. Well, he just continued as if nothing happened while an axe was hanging on one of the cars in his convoy.
Interesting. Interesting. Now, I need us to round off on this note. I don't know, depending on how comfortable we are. If you're not comfortable with it, fine. But if you would like to respond, no problem. What exactly is happening between him and his predecessor? That's talking about Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola. We're hearing too many things, and we don't exactly know what is happening. As an insider, what is going on between them? Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, now you are descending or you are ascending into politics. And tell you is they belong to the same party. So whatever it is that is going on now will be resolved, because at the end of the day, they have to work together for the same goal. APC must and will keep Osun State, and so they will work together. And Ogbeni Aregbesola and Governor Oyetola go back a long way, long before my principal became governor, long before his predecessor became governor. So, yeah, there are rough edges here and there, but they belong to the same political party. They belong to the same political family. So this will be resolved. They're sitting together very soon to resolve it. This will be resolved because the party must win. At the end of the day, it is the common goal. It's just like you are going to Ibadan from one part of the country, and I am going to Ibadan from another part of the country. We are going in the same direction. The destination is the same. We may take different routes, but it's all about Governor Oyetola getting the second term. He will get the second term.
Interesting. So finally, at the end of your tenure as a commissioner, are you going to be returning to the media, or you're going to face politics? Are we going to lose you to politics, or you will still be coming back to join us? Because sometimes some of our colleagues, once they taste politics, they abandon journalism.
They say that.
So are you coming back? Do you look forward to having you back, or have we lost you for good to politics and stuff? Let's round off on that note.
Tomorrow is in the hands of God.
I like that.
But journalism is my first love.
Thank you.
But tomorrow will be determined by God.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much for your time, for your thoughts, for the patience, for the understanding, and above all, the fact that despite all the hiccups that we had at the initial stage, we are still able to surmount everything. We are still able to have what I consider a nice interview. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best in Osun State. You can always count on us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Arinze.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.